As we noted in our winter forecast, the euro area economy entered this year on a slightly better than expected situation in relation to our estimates a few months ago. But as we always say, we are not out of the woods and uncertainty remains very high. The collapse of Silicon Valley Bank is a clear reminder of that. While at the EU level there is a very limited presence of this bank, very, very limited, and so we don't see direct consequences. We are, of course, following, as Pascal just said, developments closely and have taken note of the decisive reaction by the US authority. We discussed our fiscal policy guidance for 2024, which we approved last week, with the scope to provide clarity in uncertain times. The guidance will help member states to prepare their medium-term fiscal plans, which they have to present by April. With the deactivation of the general escape clause at the end of this year, member states should pursue prudent fiscal policies to ensure the stability and facilitate the effective transmission of monetary policy. Our guidance calls on member states to phase out their energy support measures, starting with the least targeted, and to pursue prudent budgetary policies, reflecting their public debt challenges. They should also continue protecting nationally financed public investment and ensuring the effective use of the RRF and other EU funds. This is particularly important in light of the green and digital transition. The guidance reflects the spirit of our economic governance reforms orientation, while of course remaining consistent with the current legislation. Discussions on the economic governance are proceeding in a very constructive manner. We had a consensual discussion today on the euro area aspects of the reform. Tomorrow in the ECOFIN Council we will discuss conclusions on the broader aspects of the reform, and this would pave the way for the Commission to adopt legislative proposals in the coming weeks. It would send a strong signal that we are committed to reaching an agreement on this important reform and to doing so as soon as possible. Concerning inflation, we had a very interesting note from DG ECFIN. Mixed signals. On the one hand, headline inflation in the euro area appears to have passed its peak, and it is slowing down quite significantly. Now for 4 months in a row, from 10.6% in October to 8.5% in February. Energy is the driver of this headline inflation decrease. On the other hand, core inflation continued to rise, and price pressure broadened significantly. Risks to the inflation remain high. On the external side, mostly related to further impact on commodity prices of the war and reopening of the Chinese economy. On the domestic side, outlook for core inflation will depend on wage developments in the labor market, which for the moment are not so significant. And we stressed also the fact that they can be balanced by high level of profits that is there in several member states, and that could manage some increase of wages without excessive inflation impact. Final point, digital euro. We reiterated to the Eurogroup the Commission intention to present a legislative proposal in the second quarter of this year. Two main drivers of this proposal. First, in a digitalizing environment, central bank money is becoming less used for payments in a growing part of the economy. This risks diminishing the role of public money in payments and the economy at large, with possible consequences for the trust in the financial system. In addition, the ongoing digitization of manufacturing and the decentralized internet require innovative digital payment that cash cannot provide. Second, all major economies and several private actors are considering issuing digital currencies. Those not denominated in euro may affect the role of the euro in the European retail payments markets and in international trade. So our proposal, as the President of the Eurogroup just said, will address a number of key elements: legal tender status, financial stability, privacy, anti-money laundering requirements, international use and distribution of the digital euro. Let me also underline that it is clear that the digital euro should not replace cash, and this is not the Commission's intention. Thank you. Pierre.
Thank you, Paolo. Thank you, Pascal. Good evening to all of you.